This time we're going to look at the properties of real numbers. So if it's the property of real numbers, that means it applies to natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational and irrational numbers, all of them. All right, some of these are no-brainers. The commutative property, and you do not have to memorize these, okay? The commutative property, there's one for addition and multiplication, you see. It just means that if you're adding numbers, A plus B is the same as B plus A. The order doesn't matter. All right, multiplication is the same way. And you already knew this, I'm sure. The associative property is a little strange, but it's also, you can also think of it as the grouping property. If you do A plus B plus C, that's the same as A plus B plus C. And with multiplication, it works the same way. So, I wonder if that works for division. So, the division property. Let's look at. Let's find some numbers that all divide. I know 32 divided with 8 divided with 2. So, is 32 divided by 8 divided by 2? Is that the same as 32 divided by 8 divided by 2? Well, in this first one, you get 4, and then 4 divided by 2 equals 2. Okay. In this second one, you get 8 divided by 2 is 4, and then 32 divided by 4 does not equal 2. So it's a good thing that they narrowed this down to multiplication and addition, because it does not work for division. All right. What else we got here? Distributive property. I know you guys have seen that one before. You use that all the time. The identity property. Okay. So there is an additive identity, and then there is a multiplicative identity. And this is the one number out of all numbers. It's an important number, but it's the one number such that when you combine that number with the group, it doesn't change anything. So the identity for addition is 0, because if you add 0 to anything, it doesn't change the number. That's the additive identity for all numbers. And the multiplicative identity is 1. If you do 7 times 1, you get 7. If you do anything times 1, you get that exact same thing. It keeps its identity, all right? So there's the identities. The additive is 0, and the multiplicative is 1. There you go. The inverse properties. This just says that if you have a group of numbers, you can always combine something with it so that you get back to the identity of that group. All right. So the additive, and this is again, it depends on which universe you're in, but the additive inverse of 7. So what do you have to add to 7 to get it back to the original identity? Well, that is -7. So 7 and -7 are additive inverses of each other. And if you look at multiplication, for multiplication, you have a multiplicative inverse. What do you have to combine with 7? What do you have to multiply 7 by to get back to the multiplicative identity, to get 1? Well, the multiplicative inverse of 7 is 1 over 7. It's always the reciprocal, just when you flip the number. So if the multiplicative inverse of 2/3 would be 3/2, because when you multiply those, you get 1. All right. A lot of information. Hope you got some of it. Watch the other videos.